YouTube land, or good afternoon, I should say. Anyway, we got a bit of a breeze going here, and I don't know, could be a storm picking up, but anyway, I'm gonna show with this Xjet how I don't need a ladder. You see it's a 2-story home, got a pretty high peak, I've done higher, but anyway, we'll see how it works out. As far as the mix goes, when I do the front of the house, I always lean towards making the mix weaker because you don't want anything to happen. And be aware that, like, front doors, you always, this one has a screen door on it, obviously. You know, you don't, also by the windows, you don't want to, you know, pelt the windows with any heavy streams, because the seams around the windows, they dry out, and if you get stuff behind it, it could be a rainbow, you know, moisture inside the glass, which is not good. This house is not that old, so anyway, now, of course, that I'm making this video, we got a wind, and that's like the big thing that will, you know, possibly, you know, get in my way. But you could time the gusts, we'll see. You know, worst case scenario, I got a step ladder, you know, in case I have to stand on that to get a couple of feet. But this demonstration is going to be with the Xjet system, which, you know, I will hopefully put a link in there, and, you know, my links are affiliate links, and channel can make a small commission on qualifying purchases. And also, as a disclaimer, if you duplicate or use any information in this video, you do so at your own risk and hold the creator harmless, and by watching the video you agree to those terms. Anyway, with that being said, I got the machine gassed up, I got the tank loaded up, and I haven't started this thing all day. First time of the day. The other day it started first pull. We'll see if I'm lucky this time around, but I think I'm ready to go. Let's see. I hate when I do that. I just want to make sure you can see everything. I'm going to be shooting for that peak, so let's check it out. Okay, I think I got everything. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute, and rather, I need a quick disconnect, I'm thinking, for that tank. But anyway, what I do, rather than drag the tank around the rinse, because they only give you 15 feet of hose, I got to experiment. I use this thing here. This is 2504. This is a North Star, like mini J-rod tip, and you got a fan tip, which is really for super low pressure, and you got this, which is basically for second story, which I really love it for rinsing, as you'll see. But the big thing about this system is, like back in the day, I would have to get up on a ladder and go up there. You see, you could do this whole house practically. I may have problems with this chimney. That's a little high. I probably will make it, but if I got a breeze, I just stand on the step ladder. No more big ladders. And anyway, that being said, let me rinse it, and I'll show you this tip in action. And I will have links for this stuff. This tip is very inexpensive. The Xjet is more expensive, and my biggest piece of advice, guys, is that if you go, through the link to the site, make sure that, the Xjet and the tip. This thing, I think, is good for like 2 to 5 gallons, but, there's the, don't hold me to that, but I read it. I use this. This is a 3.5 gallon machine, and I know it can work up to 5 gallon a minute machine, no problem. And the Xjet, I'll put a link in there for probably, I think it'll be like a 3 to 4 gallon minute machine up to like 5 or 6 gallon. This is a 3.5 gallon minute machine, and I've done the experimenting for you. I believe this is a 4 gallon a minute Xjet, and it worked great right out of the box. I've never had a problem with it. Anyway, I got to rinse. going to show you how I do the ceiling of the porch. This Xjet has an adjustable stream, and by turning it to the left, it will create a fan stream. I'm going to go in and first I'm going to do the outside of the railings first, the columns, and because it's going to be spraying stuff on there, on the walls, and then I'll go in there, I will do the walls, and then the ceiling last. So my little procedure. the fan stream now on this other fitting. Anyway, I'm going to touch up the concrete with pressure. I do have my surface cleaner in the van. If I need it, I might run that. That'll be for another video. I'll get that wall to the right. I'll get that whole thing in one clip. And I'm purposely letting the railing sit a moment longer. Another little fun fact is the windows on the porch, which are protected by the roof, 9 out of 10 times they're in fantastic shape. The seals, because the sun isn't getting them as much as the other ones. So with that being said, I hope you find that helpful, and if you do, hit the like button, subscribe, because I will have more stuff coming, a wide variety of stuff. I don't know if I should break my channel up into different sections. So far we're cruising like this. And yeah, it's looking good. You see, I did not even have to get up on a ladder to reach that peak, which is excellent, because ladders are a pain in the neck, and you got to move them around, and if you don't have protective pads on a ladder, you can scratch siding, and not to mention the fact that you can get blown off. So there's a whole bunch, there's a huge amount of benefits. Also, I'm letting, in this case, I'm letting the chem soak on the concrete. This way it will come off like butter. Usually concrete and all of that, it needs some help to go along, unless you make it a really strong mix. Also, I want to say that I did water these plants. I let water, run for a while so they wouldn't soak up anything. And I'm also going to spray them with water, so they're unaffected, and yeah, they should be fine. That's another reason why you don't want to go with a strong mix. Long story short, a while back I had a really dirty house, super duper dirty, and I made the mix pretty darn strong, and I went home and I wound up passing out before I could take a shower, and I burned the heck out of my skin because I got it on me, and it just sat and sat and sat, and it gives you a pretty nasty chemical burn. Actually, I'm still reeling from the effects of it like 3 weeks later. It's still not totally gone, but I learned my lesson. I pay less is more. A very strong mix can get you in trouble. And for litigation purposes and all the crazy people out there, that's why I don't disclose what I use. There's plenty of info out there, but however, I don't want to divulge it. I don't want to hear I went blind, I wrecked this, I wrecked that, because it really is, you really have to master handling the chemicals correctly. That is key. It's a multifaceted task, and you know, the more you learn, the more you'll earn. So with that being said, everybody stay safe and peace out.